From Legion Field, Dimension 36 presents high school football as tonight the Wildcats entertain the Tigers of Taunton High. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Ducharme. I'll call your play-by-play as the Wildcats return home after a very successful two-game road swing, which saw them defeat Silver Lake 36-8 and defeat Barnstable last week 13-9 in a very hard-fought physical contest down the Cape as the Wildcats take on a Tiger team. This year, Taunton has won just one of their first three games. They have played an exceptional New Bedford team in the opening game of the season, and then they defeated Plymouth 24-12, but then come off a frustrating loss at the hands of Quincy High by the score of 20-8. And prior to the game, I talked to Wildcat head coach Joe Kelly and asked him, what will it take to tame the Tigers of Taunton?
Back deep.
And about set to start as the Tigers in the white will be kicking off to the Wildcats, who won the toss, as Louis Fernandez gets us underway. A short kick and taken by Chuck Montorio, who grinds it out to the 41-yard line. The Wildcats will start there with their first possession as the Wildcat offense.
Montorio on the run back.
Joe Kelly told you in the pregame remarks it will be changed a little bit. As J.J. Chelsea, Steve Gabriel,
Weymouth takes over first.
Was run 247 yards.
In their own 41.
In the first 3 weeks of the season, as he's the deep back in the eye. And Gabriel cuts back and gets it out to about the 43, where he's tripped up on the play.
Gabriel on the
George
carry.
Lopes. And
brought down by George Lopes.
Defense.
Gain of about 2.
Some familiar names from a year ago, like Aaron DeLang, who was in that defense. And we can also include Jeff Bartell, who was a cornerback and has been moved up to the linebacking position. 2nd and 8. Toss pitch, Gabriel. Steve trying to spin away. And some
Gabriel on the carry.
By the Tiger defense. Prevents Gabriel from getting anywhere. And he brought down Tom Bunn. And it'll be third.
Loss of a yard.
As Gabriel lost the yard in the play and 9. And so far, as the new changes, not produced much. It sets up a 3rd and 9 situation. And Chella firing over the middle, tip deflected away as Matt Friery tipped the ball away.
Pass goes incomplete to Truzeri.
As Keith Truzeri, the intended
receiver. It'll bring up a 4th down.
And Mark Stanton will be called on the punt. Stanton, who punted 5 times a week ago and hit a 50-yarder, which is his longest of the season, as Stanton, 32 yards per kick so far. And Stanton rides one out as it bangs out at about the 33-yard line, 34-yard line, and the Tigers will start there as the Tiger offense, quarterback Eric DeMora, who started as a sophomore, and A.J. Vieira and Jeff Bartell, 2 very fine backs, along with Matt Friery and the Tiger offensive line. And movement all over the place on the
flags all over the field.
As the Wildcat defensive line jumped in, maybe they were drawn off. Offside Weymouth.
Offside Weymouth.
1st and 5 for the Tigers. And the Wildcats on defense. Judd Donovan, who had a superb game a week ago, recovering 2 fumbles. He also had 14 tackles. And the defensive backfield for the Wildcats of Coach Joe Kelly. As Jeff Bartell with a good hole and gets the first down as he rips off right tackle to the 47.
Joe Donovan made the tackle.
As Joe Donovan
on Jeff Bartell.
But Jeff Bartell,
not for a first down,
with a gaping hole off the right side. As Bartell's the lone back. And he gets the handoff and almost lost possession of the football as he crosses the 50 in the Weymouth territory. Joe Mackin made the stop.
Joe Mackin made the tackle.
As Bartell gains 3, 2nd down and 7. Tigers with different style offensively as far as plays they've been running, as Vieira in motion. Bartell again. Bartell to the 46. And no flags on the play. There was some movement in the Weymouth defensive line. Lou Henriksen, John Tordiglione gets up from the tackle.
Joe Donovan in on that tackle.
3rd
Mr.
and
Mulcahy.
3. As it's been basically Jeff Bartell going off his right side so far. This has been following Tom Bunn and Aaron DeLang. And this time Bartell goes left and a miscue. And Weymouth recovers at the 48. Danny Daly, the right cornerback, comes up with the football and Weymouth an excellent field position.
Weymouth will take over.
As Danny, on the busted play, ends up with the football. The first big break of the game belongs to the Wildcats, who have the good field position. And they will lose some of that field position as Chella gets rolled back at the 42. Aaron DeLang and Tom Bunn on the tackle.
Brought down by Bartell.
Weymouth.
But we have flags on the play.
But the Wildcats will be...
Tom Bunn also in on that tackle.
2nd down. And they will need 20 from the 42 as Chella got rolled. As he looked to bootleg to his left. So the Tigers have been quick to the football so far, and Coach Joe Kelly was a little bit fearful of the quickness. As Chella sets up the screen, Alex Provost has a good convoy. Alex spins his way back to midfield.
Alex Provost on the reception. Brought down by DeMello.
As Alex with 7 on the play, 3rd down and
gain of 8 on the play.
13 for the Wildcats. 5:46 to go in the period. And the Tigers were the only offensive movement so far as Jeff Bartell kept them a 1st down. Chella overshoots Chuck Montorio, who was open. Eric Demore on the coverage.
Incomplete to Montorio. It'll bring up a 4th down.
It appeared as though that Chella thought that Montorio was going towards the sidelines, and Montorio cut it in. And the Wildcats unsuccessful so far in their first 2 possessions. They will punt it away again, and Mark Stanton to do just that.
Vieira and Bartell back for this punt.
And Stanton rides out a nice kick. Bartell has it hit off his hands. Jeff trying to get to the sideline and go down it.
Bartell on the run back.
Runs him out of bounds along with Kevin Shaw.
Forcing him out of bounds.
And the Tigers started at their own 43 on their first possession, now start at their own 28 with 5:31 to go.
So Taunton will start their series of downs on their own 28-yard line.
As the Wildcats and the Tigers And the Tigers, no stranger to Legion Field from a year ago. They were here twice. Blitz being shown.
Flags on the play.
Down and a lot of movement. And let's see what they'll call it. It's a legal procedure on the Tigers, 1st and 15.
Illegal procedure on Taunton.
And the Wildcat defense.
Move the ball back 5 yards.
Which in the first possession saw basically Jeff Bartell come out their left side. Well, the 1st and 15. Antamora will not get the pass away because Alex Provost on the blitz just came through. And he grabbed Tamora, who had the
first one to break through that line for the sack.
And if Tamora did not tuck the ball away, he would have fumbled it. But Alex Provost is there and makes the play for a loss of 3, 2nd down. And 18.
The ball on the 20-yard line, 2nd down and about 20.
Vieira coming around on the sweep. A.J. sweeps away from one tackle. Vieira out to the 35-yard line.
Vieira on the carry.
John Cordiglione, but he could not get away from Darren Gladstone.
Brought down by Stephen Gabriel.
As Gladstone brought him down, but it's a good gain for Vieira, who's a sophomore. And an excellent running
3rd
back.
and 3 coming up.
Vieira get 15 of the 18 yards, and so far, the Tigers have had the better the movement offensively in the first 6 minutes of the game as it's 3rd and 3. And Bartell with extra effort.
Okay, on the carry.
As Jeff
Kolos in on the tackle.
got the 1st down.
Enough for the 1st down.
And the Tigers get out of a pretty big hole. It was 2nd and 18 from their own 20, and they were able to work it upfield for the 1st down. Bartell cuts back, runs into Joe Donovan as he gets 4. As Donovan
Okay, on the carry, brought down by Joe Donovan.
Against Aaron DeLang. Get blocked right into the play as Bartell gained 4.
2nd and 6.
.3:30 to go. 1st quarter, no score in the game. And the Wildcats show blitz. And Bartell slices across the 45 to the 46. Lou Hendrickson.
Bartell on the carry.
Brings him down. As
Kevin Shaw
3rd down.
made the tackle.
And about 3 for a 1st down for the Tigers. And basically it's been the Jeff Bartell show.
3rd and 3.
Back has been the man that has carried the load so far. Bartell, forget it. Keith Williams, the right defensive end.
Keith Williams made the tackle.
And makes the stop for a loss of 2. And sometimes, you know, you have a hot running back. You can go to him just once too much.
Bartell was the ball carrier on that play. Brings up a 4th down.
With a fine defensive play, and now Taunton will take a timeout. Nothing much to write home about so far with 2:25 to go in the opening period. No score in the game.
Gabriel and Struzeri back deep for this punt.
And 4th down for the Tigers. Louis Fernandez to punt. Steve Gabriel and Keith Struzeri await the kick, which is short and on the line. It's Struzeri going nowhere. As excellent special team play by number 34, Matt Kroll. As Kroll ran down the Fernandez kick and just brought him down. Struzeri right on the spot, which is the 26-yard line.
Weymouth will put the ball in play on their own 26.
And the Wildcat offense Nothing much to show so far. It's Montorio in motion. Gabriel heading that way on the toss pitch. Gabriel with a hurling, almost spinning away.
Gabriel on the carry.
Spun him down, but Steve Gabriel
Demora and Bartel in on the tackle.
As Gabriel gets the first down for the Wildcats. As Weymouth, nothing much to show so far. And Gabriel on the toss pitch. Good excellent blocking from Lou Hendrickson and Chuck Montorio. And Gabriel again. Steve slices out to the 43-yard line where Matt Fryery.
Gabriel on the carry. Tripped up initially by Aaron DeLang.
And the Wildcat running back trying to get his team going with 1:35 to go in the first period. Except for the last two runs by Steve. Nothing much to talk about if you're a Weymouth fan, offensively. Keith Williams, first carry of not only this game, but for the season. And Keith, the junior, and he is very close to the first down, getting it out to the 48, where he's brought down on the play.
Williams brought down by Lopes.
As Thornton in on the stop, and the Tigers,
Matt Fryery,
so far, has been able to slow the Wildcats down on their first two possessions, but this one has been successful so far with two first downs as Gabriel cuts back behind the Hendrickson block and runs into a number of white shirts.
Matt Fryery
Thornton
on the tackle of Gabriel.
in on the stop.
Loss on the play.
Met Gabriel in the hole for no gain, 2nd and 10. So far in this possession, the Wildcats, as far as first down plays have gone, have done extremely well. And we'll see in the 2nd and 10 as Chella goes down in the grasp of Aaron DeLang.
Chella brought down by Aaron DeLang for a long loss.
Come running to the sidelines to talk to head coach Joe Kelly as the first 10 minutes offensively for the Wildcats have not been successful. They've been very frustrating ones.
That's the end of the first period.
No score after one. It's about to start here at Legion Field. Mark Ducharme with you. And the Wildcats face with a 3rd and long situation. And Chella to throw. Deep. And overthrows Keith Shaziri, who was behind Eric Demora. But the pass came in short. Shaziri, and it'll be 4th down. Mark Stanton the punt on 4th and 18. And what started off was a good possession ends up the Wildcats kicking the ball away, and Stanton pushing it away, and Bartel tracks it down, 15, reversing. Bartel does get away from Teddy Mert, does not get away from Kevin Shaw and Mike Harkins, and along with John Brown, they bring him down at the 26. That's where the Tigers will be. 1st and 10.
Mike Harkins made that tackle.
The Wildcat defense. We'll see Bartel again. Not as much success for Jeff. As Jeff basically getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Bartel for no gain.
Not much for the home folk to cheer about in this game.
2nd and 10.
The only thing so far was a fumble recovery by Danny Daly, and that's it. And Demora under heavy pressure from Joe Donovan Fires to H.A. Vieira, who was out of bounds when he caught the football.
Pass complete
so
to Vieira.
Are they going to say that Vieira made the catch?
Forced out of bounds by Montario. Gain of only a yard. It's 3rd and 9.
Because the official who was behind the play was signaling incomplete. And apparently Vieira did catch the football in bounds and gained 1 on the play. 3rd and 10. And on the reverse, it's going absolutely nowhere because Danny Daly put the
on the tackle
on Matt Kroll, who's the wingback,
loss on the play,
coming from the right side, as Daly just rolled up from his right cornerback position and made the stop. And a good series on defense for the Wildcats because it'd be 4th and 16 for the Tigers. Strazzeri and Gabriel have gone back to await the kick of Fernandez, who almost put his knee down, and he kicks off a short kick as Strazzeri takes it in Taunton territory.
Strazzeri on the fair catch. And Weymouth will start their series of downs
at the Taunton
on the 49-yard line.
49 and J.J. Chella and company have yet to really put anything consistent together. They had the 2 first downs their last possession. It's very similar to last year with Weymouth North and Taunton here at Legion Field. Gabriel gets about a yard, maybe 2, and Tom Bunn, who's had an outstanding first half, in on the
Gabriel on the carry, brought down by Priory. Gain of a yard. 2nd and 9.
Realistically, as far as his first half is gone, almost according to the way last year Weymouth North and Taunton played their football game.
Gabriel again
Weymouth
on the
North
carry.
in trouble moving the football. Made adjustments and then came out in the second half and exploded.
Priory in on the tackle.
And right now, Weymouth High is looking to find some
3rd and 9.
thing that is going right for them, some play that they can do well. Chella. Caught and getting away is Provost. Alex bounces down to the 25 and adds 15 more.
Alex Provost on the reception. We have a flag on the play.
As A.J. Vieira finally corralled
Vieira
Alex
made
Provost,
the tackle.
but you add 15 more for the late hit.
We have a penalty, a late hit, being called against Taunton.
And the Wildcats, with their first big movement offensively, as far as a big play goes, Gabriel's 10-yard run has been it so far, but the pass completion to Alex Provost of 22 yards and then add on 12 more on the penalty has given the Wildcats field position at the 13. Chella option, Gabriel. Open avenue, Steve turns the corner and scores!
Gabriel.
His 7th touchdown!
Touchdown, Gabriel.
Steve Gabriel and J.J. Chella. Chella ran the option, then Gabriel just found the open avenue when he broke outside, and then when he finally turned the corner, it was 6. As he lowered his shoulder and found his way into the end zone. And the Wildcats on the board with 6:32 to go, and Todd Kirisi will try to make it a 7-0 lead. Kirisi does.
Good as gold.
He's 4 for 4 this year. It's by Kirisi and Steve Gabriel, 7th touchdown of the year. Puts the Wildcats atop 7-0.
what will be
4 plays, 49 yards. The Wildcats used 2 of those 4 plays to really get them there. Steve Gabriel's touchdown run, but the play before the catch by Alex Provost, who turned a short gain into a 22-yard pass completion. And Danny Daly with a squib, and will go out of bounds, and Danny will be
out of bounds.
35, because the Tigers definitely will not take that type of field position. Would be their 20. Danny tees it up again. I was mentioning last year's game with Weymouth North and Taunton, in that it was 8-0. Weymouth North had scored on a fumble recovery at the one. Lou Henriksen scored on the touchdown after that, and a break for the Wildcats as Derek Bridges had to go off his foot at the 35 and out at the 37. That's where the Tigers will have possession, not bad field position. So Bridges was upset
bounces off of
that he wasn't
Derek
able to run
Bridges'
with the
knee,
football.
offside, out of bounds.
Instead, Derek Bridges,
And Taunton will start their series of downs on their own
doesn't have to be
37.
too upset
yard line.
because it's a situation where Derek Bridges and the Tigers will have good field position. And Demore and Bartel go over what they are running. Vieira in motion as the screen being set up. It's going to be Bartel taking it and dropping it.
Pass goes incomplete to
hustled
Jeff
back into
Bartel.
the play as
Second
Williams
down.
was a couple of steps behind Bartel and was closing extremely quickly. And Keith would have been able to catch up to Jeff Bartel, but it would have been about 3-4 yard gain before that. And Bartel instead will run into the middle of the Weymouth line. Henriksen, Williams watches. Sees Joe Donovan.
Joe Donovan,
Alex Provost.
one of the initial
There's the 2 linebackers.
tacklers.
And the left defensive end make the
Bartel
tackle.
was the ball
Donovan, the left
carrier.
defensive end, and 2 linebackers.
It'll bring up a
Provost
third
and Henriksen.
down.
6 to go
And a
till
good 6
halftime.
yards.
And on 3rd and 6, Vieira goes in motion as Demora just throws it away
Pass
from Matt Kroll.
overthrown.
As Kroll and Gabriel
Then it's
running
for Kroll.
step for step. And Demora threw it away from the 2 of them. And it'll be 4th down for the Tigers. As you see, Gabriel and Strazzeri, who broke the huddle a little early to get out and get ready for the punt. From Fernandez. His last punt was short as Louis' punt went straight up in the air. And this time he gets off a better kick. Does Fernandez. However, the roll isn't what he liked, as it just hit straight down and came back towards the Taunton side.
Ball down by George Lopes.
1st and 10, Weymouth, and they'll start
Weymouth will start
the
on their own
29.
29.
And 5:34 to go till half. Gabriel, deep back in the eye, and goes in motion. Lou Henriksen runs into Danny Desmond, and that enabled the play to be snuffed out by Matt Yunkness. As Yunkness
Matt Yunkness on the
off
tackle.
the back of Danny Desmond and
No
grabbed
gain on the
Henriksen.
play.
After Lou got about a yard on the play, 2nd and 9. Sari, top of your screen, the wide receiver. Montorio heads that way. Option, Gabriel had to come back and get it, and Steve is making something out of nothing. Because the pitch
Gabriel on the carry.
Steve had to make a nice catch just to get the football, and Tom Bunn brought him down along with Matt Yuckness.
In on the stop.
As it's bad pitch slowed Gabriel down. Steve was able to get 4 on the play, 3rd and 5. Cella under the grasp of Aaron DeLang, fumbles the football, and Weymouth will have it as Aaron DeLang made that play with the sack, and Alex Provost alertly comes up with a football.
Sean Front in on the sack. And
Aaron DeLang went through Lou Henriksen and grabbed J.J. Cella. And Mark Stanton will be called on the punt again. Stanton line drives it out. Bartel gets a bad hop. Vieira helps him out, and then Vieira almost has it pulled away from him by John Brown. They'll say that A.J. does have possession at the 30, but John Brown almost stripped A.J. Vieira and took the ball right out of his hands. As the senior captain with excellent hustle on special teams. As Taunton took a timeout under a gorgeous full moon. 7-0 Weymouth here at Legion Field. Mark Ducharme with you as the Wildcats get a touchdown run from Steve Gabriel. As the Tigers from their 30. 1st and 10, Bartel alone back. Demora on the drop. Bartel can't get away as Bartel was grabbed by Sean Small, and then his own lineman,
Joe Donovan, on the tackle. Bartel on the carry.
Bartel even more as Jeff ran into his own right guard, Josh Dutra, and Dutra slowed him, Bartel down even more, and it ends up as a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. And John Tordiglione will stop that play as John came from his right defensive tackle spot to grab who else but Jeff Bartel, who has been the Tiger main ball carrier in this half, as Weymouth will spend the timeout with 2:32 left in this first half. And the Wildcats will try to start this
brought down hit initially by Tordiglione. We have a timeout called by Weymouth.
2:32 to go till half. 7-0 Wildcats leading the Tigers. On dimension 36 as Taunton with a 3rd and 10. And Demora under pressure now will run. Eric in all sorts of trouble, and he will be guided out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Demora forced out of bounds.
Chased him down. But Eric Demora
picked up 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 5.
He's looking for a deep route to be run by probably Matt Fryery. But Eric just ran out of time because Weymouth had all sorts of pressure, but Eric did have the opening up the middle. But the Wildcats did chase him down, and Luis Fernandez, one of the busier Tigers in the first half, along with Jeff Bartel, punts it away. On the hop, Gabriel with some good moves. Steve looking to cut back and into
Gabriel
Taunton territory.
on the run back.
With Tom Bunn got him from behind as Gabriel bumped down at the 38.
Jeff Bartell made the tackle.
But Steve Gabriel, his second punt return of the year, his first one, you remember, 2 weeks ago against Silver Lake, 75 yards. Gabriel will have one heck of an average so far. After this one is Keith Williams. Spinning, moving, Keith. Inside the 25 into the 22.
Keith Williams on the run.
As Keith Williams almost broke it. As Eric Gamora was able to bring him down. But Keith Williams does get a first down, and the Wildcats will spend a timeout with 2:02 left. Steve Gabriel. During the timeout, Director Dale Ketchum and I were trying to figure out the total on that punt return by Gabriel, and you add to that 75-yarder, it's about 107 yards and 2 punt returns for Steve Gabriel. I don't know many coaches would be upset with that. 50-something yards a punt return. And he's going to run for some decent yardage, about 3.
Gabriel
Tom Bunn.
tripped up initially by George Lopes.
And Garrett DeMello bring down Gabriel.
Gain of a couple.
And let's see if it's going to be the Wildcats who do call the timeout. They do. Is look at Matt Kroll, go over to talk to head coach Pat Lane, who was clapping. And Matt gets a drink of water as the Tigers trying to hold off the Wildcats on this drive. 1:48 to go in the half. 7-0 Weymouth. If you just joined us, they're on Dimension 36 as the Wildcats looking to add to the lead as they face second down and 8. Chella. Drop off underneath, it's Provost. Dragging Matt Friery. Not upfield, but across field.
Friery.
As a gain of 6 for Alex, who's
brings
been
down Alex Provost,
the primary receiver so far for J.J. Chella. Third down and 3.
Third down, about 3.
And Wildcats quickly to the huddle as the timeout was called. Weymouth is saying that, well, that they didn't call the timeout. So 1:38 left. And a 3rd and 3 situation coming up for the Wildcats. J.J. Chella gives a snap count to Rob Herrick on this 3rd and 3 situation. Montorio in motion. Chella over the middle. Great catch! Alex Provost, touchdown!
Provost on the score.
Alex Provost with an outstanding catch as he just turned around and made the reception. And the Wildcat tight end makes it a 13-0 game. Oh, and a catch by Alex Provost. As Todd Kerosy will try to make it 14-0. Well, it wasn't pretty, but he line drive to kick through. And the Wildcats on a very nice drive that concludes with the Alex Provost
on the point after.
Touchdown reception lead, 14-0. Drive set up by the Steve Gabriel, punt return, and Alex Provost is fine. Touchdown reception as A.J. Vieira looking for the seam in the...
Vieira on the run back.
Get it. He brings it to the 38. And the Wildcats on kick return coverage.
Daly in on that tackle.
Kicker Danny Daly on the coverage.
Buddy Taro
a week ago
in on that tackle.
Barnstable hit Weymouth for a couple of big plays and almost ended up with 3 points before the end of the first half. And we'll see if the Wildcats have learned their lesson of receivers getting behind them. As Eric DeMora knocked down by John Tardiglione as he
Mike Weymouth blocked
put
that
the
pass.
hand up and smacked it down as Eric DeMora and the Tigers, who were running the ball well, are having all sorts of trouble. As DeMora, Bartel on the draw. Jeff gets about 4. 1:12 to go in the first
Bartel on the
half.
carry, brought down by Lou Hendrickson.
Yes, Lou Hendrickson in on the stop. And timeout, Taunton.
Timeout,
We want to
Taunton.
figure out what to do in this 3rd and 6 situation when we come back. Tigers 3rd and 6. 1:06 to go in the first half. Eric DeMora out of the shotgun. Sets up the screen, batted away. Michael Harkins just came in.
Sean Small
Knocked the ball
blocked the
down.
pass.
2 passes by Eric DeMora in that series were knocked down as John Tardiglione and Mike Harkins each batting a pass down.
4th down.
1:02 left. The Wildcats will get the football again. And we'll see what type of field position with a 14-0 lead. If they could get good field position, we'll see if they will go to try to extend the lead, or are they going to go try to block the punt? As Fernandez hits it away. And it takes a Weymouth bounce. Stopped at the 35, so good field position with 53 seconds left for the Wildcats. With about 1, maybe 2 timeouts left. We'll see what they decide to do in this final 53 before we end the first half. Gabriel in motion, counter play, Chuck Montorio's first carry.
Montorio
Chuck gets
on the carry.
7 yards on the play. Tom Bunn brought him down as Chuck with good yardage, and the Wildcats
Gain of 7.
quickly
Tom Bunn made that tackle.
get to the line of scrimmage. 27 seconds and counting in the first half. Chella will not get the ball away. He is sacked from behind. Good pressure from the backside by Garrett DeMello as he just came crashing in on top of J.J. Chella. And that could probably be the final play of the first half. 7 seconds. And the Wildcats will settle for a 14-0 lead. As the Wildcats with 2 second-quarter touchdowns.
And that's the half.
Steve Gabriel touchdown run and a J.J. Chella to Alex Provost touchdown reception. And has given the Wildcats of Weymouth a 14-0 lead. As we will have second half air at Legion Field on a full moon evening of high school football here on Dimension 36. Dr. Sharm with you as it is the Wildcats of Weymouth with a 14-0 lead. A Steve Gabriel touchdown run and a J.J. Chella to Alex Provost touchdown pass in the second quarter. As the Wildcats have gotten stronger so far in this game, as they have just slowly but surely trying to wear down the Tigers. Is Danny Daly awaits the signal. And Danny on a couple of hops at his bobble And now picked up. And trying to sidestep his way is Ben Zubiai.
John Brown in on the tackle.
As he's brought down by John Brown at the
Zubiai
28. And the Tigers
took the kickoff.
flew across midfield on their first possession, but fumbled the football away. The only turnover in this game. Other than that, the Tigers really have not gone many great distances offensively in this game as they switch up from the one-back set to the high formation. And they will have first and 15.
Flags on the play.
Top of your
Tom
screen.
Bunn, offside.
Thought the snap count was the first sound, and Tom cost his team 5 yards. The Tigers trying to get things going. The Wildcats, I'll tell you next week, football-wise, will be hosting the Red Raiders of North Quincy. As this game's being played, are playing Barnstable as Jeff Bartell brought down by Keith Williams. All but 2 carries in this game.
On the tackle. Bartell carried.
It belonged to Jeff Bartell. Second down and 15.
Second and 15.
And the Wildcats defensively even stronger as this game has rolled along. As A.J. Vieira, who in his one carry get 15 yards, only get 1 this time because no tackle Sean Small
Brought
came
down
down
by
the line
Small.
and made the stop as Sean grabs Vieira for what will be no gain, 3rd and 15. Tigers' first 2 plays of the second half. Run by Jeff Bartell with no gain, and A.J. Vieira coming around on the wingback sweep. No gain as well, 3rd and 15, and Demora as Vieira in motion. Bartell going off right tackle. Will gain
Bartell on the carry.
3, maybe 4 yards on the play as Jeff, way short of a first down. Alex Provost in on the stop.
Toglioni made the initial hit on that play.
And the Wildcat defense.
4th and about 11.
I mentioned that Taunton Weymouth North game from a year ago. In that game, the Maroons, as the game wore on, just wore out the Tigers. Their defense accounting for a touchdown in the second half as Luis Fernandez fields the high punt. And
Kevin Shaw.
Wait a minute.
Blocked the kick.
Kevin Shaw blocked the kick. And everybody, I was completely faked out of that play. And the Wildcats come up with a great situation as Kevin Shaw came crashing in on Luis Fernandez, who fielded the high punt snap, and really just, if he could try to get the football away, he just could not because of the pressure, because of the high snap. Keith Williams.
Keith Williams on the carry.
Williams has had 2 excellent runs in this game, and Keith.
Matt Kroll made the initial hit.
3 on the play, 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 8.
It's the Wildcats. 7 yards from making this a 20-0 game. Williams, forget it. It's the play broken up in the backfield by Tom Bunn, who's had an outstanding game. 3rd down and goal. The Wildcats with a great opportunity as the block punt. puts them in touchdown range as Cella has his pass deflected by intended receiver Keith Scherzeri, who was hit by A.J. Vieira as he
pass goes incomplete to Scherzeri. Fourth down.
And goal from the 7. Check that, the 8. And the Wildcats will go for the 6. They will not bring on Todd Kerosy. Cella keeps the football and will be stopped after a 2-yard gain as Matt Yuckness just brought him down when JJ
made the stop,
trying to cut it inside.
Taunton will take over on
the
down.
Wildcats throw away an opportunity to extend the lead. The Tigers, however, do have very poor field position, the 6-yard line. Gonna go to Bartell. Who else? Jeff knocked down by Alex Provost. And 74
Vieira
Lions
on the carry, stopped by the left side of the Weymouth line.
I'll say one thing right now as far as Jeff Bartell goes.
2nd and 11.
Day after this game, he is going to be one very sore individual because Lou Hendrickson another hit on him.
Stops Mr. Bartell.
Because Bartell has carried virtually every running play in this game for the Tigers. 3rd down. And 11 yards for Taunton. Jeff Bartell has been the Tiger offense and what little they have had as Demora on the out pass overthrows his intended receiver, Matt Friery, and it'll be 4th and 11. For Coach Bob Lane and the Tigers, it's not been exactly an easy situation because after the first few series, they've been shut down. Louis Fernandez, who had to field a bad snap last time and had his punt blocked by Kevin Shaw. And he again faces the pressure and rides out a short kick under the pressure. Gabriel, hello! Tom Bunn
Gabriel
just ran through Steve Gabriel.
Brought down by Tom Bunn.
One individual who's had a night for himself when it has come to tackling Wildcat ball carriers, whether on special teams or just running the football, and that's Tom Bunn of Taunton. Outstanding evening. Keith Williams slices his way.
Williams on the carry
to the 29, and Matt Friery brings him down. 2nd down.
Friery made the stop.
And 5 for the Wildcats is Keith Williams.
2nd and 4.
He's been very, very productive when used this evening. Cella, who was getting hit as he pitched to
Gabriel on the carry.
As Bartell came through and
no gain on the play.
Grabbed Cella, but Cella get the ball away to Gabriel, and Gabriel just gets back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 4.
Eric Demora made the tackle. 3rd and 4.
Big play coming up for the Wildcats, 3rd and 4, and they've had the great field position. The Tiger defense has just shut them down in this field position so far here in the 3rd quarter. Williams. Good run by Keith inside the 20, and Keith is bounced out at the 16 by Eric DeMora.
Pushed out of bounds by DeMora.
If he could have cut away from Eric DeMora,
first down.
And his first varsity touchdown. But instead, the Wildcats 1st and 10 at the 17. And it's Williams again. Keith with some excellent running.
Williams again on the carry.
As he spun his way down to about the 8. And the junior running
on that tackle.
Almost getting a first down. It'll be 2nd down and about 1.5 yards as the Wildcats 2 for 3 inside the 20 in this contest. They came into this game and their average was 4 for 6, which they are hitting at their average in this game. They'd like to improve upon it as Williams. Keith will not be denied as he scores.
Keith Williams powers his way in.
Keith Williams was not going to be denied.
Williams.
It's the extra effort by the junior running back. Gets him into the end zone, and the Wildcats, with 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, now lead 20-0. Todd Karasy, 6 for 6 this year on extra points. The Wildcats take advantage of the field position.
Todd Karasy
go up 21-0 with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. After the short Louis Fernandez punt, as he faced great pressure, it took the Wildcats 5 plays to extend the lead to 21-0 as Danny Daly bounces one, and it's taken by Matt Priory. And Matt with a short return to the 38 as Matt
Priory on the
return. Tigers good field position and now down by 3 touchdowns. And Coach Bob Lane with a lot of sophomores he is playing in this game and a few juniors. And one of those juniors is his quarterback, Eric DeMora. As Eric firing it deep, intercepted. Darren Gladstone. Darren trying to get away. And cannot.
Gladstone on the interception.
Darren brought down by Manny Rodriguez in Taunton territory at the 46.
On front, made the tackle.
As Darren Gladstone.
So Weymouth will take over on the
right in the area where that pass was being thrown, and an easy interception. The Wildcats get their first interception in 1990, and they will be debated about the Danny Daly interception on the conversion. And there's the officials timeout, Danny Daly kicking tee being thrown off the field, but that's the only other interception for the Wildcats this year, so to speak. Keith Williams. Keith having a fine night for himself.
Keith Williams on the carry.
Offensively and defensively as he's being congratulated.
Matt Priory made the tackle.
On that 9-yard run.
Gain of 9.
2:27 to go, 3rd period. And the Wildcats with a 21-0 lead. And trying to add to it. Chella. About 3 different options. JJ. Look, 3 out.
Pass incomplete to Zeri, broken up by Priory.
And he threw towards the middle to Keith Scherzeri, who was well covered on the play, as Matt Priory knocked the ball down. 3rd and 1. Keith Williams will get the first down and plenty more. Matt
Keith Williams on the carry.
will select your screen number 34.
Priory made the tackle. First down.
But Matt Priory brought down Keith Williams after Kroll could not. That's what Matt Kroll was upset about. And the Wildcats with 1:50 to go here in the third period could be putting a great amount of distance between themselves and Taunton on this possession as Cella just flips it out there, and a great catch! Keith Shaziri, touchdown to Willett Stan. Shaziri may be called for offensive pass interference.
The flag on the play.
And it's a very debatable call as he went up with Brad Lopes.
Offensive pass interference.
That is a debatable call. Because Shaziri has got the right to go for the football. And they'll say that Keith, in extending the hands, that is the reason for the offensive pass interference, that Chuck Montorio was pleading the case for his teammate. It is also a loss of down on that play, 15 yards. That is a debatable call. It's Trezeri with a fine play to make the catch. Instead of 6 points, it's 2nd and 25, back at the 47. And Cella will go deep over the middle, and oh! John Brown was there, but it had the ball tipped away by Eric DeMora.
Pass broken up by Eric DeMora.
As Brown couldn't catch the carom. And it'll be 3rd and 25 as Brown was out there. (21-0). Weymouth, and they have a 3rd down and 25. Williams will run, getting some open territory. 30, down at the 28. Eric DeMora.
Keith Williams on the carry, brought down by Eric DeMora.
With those spin moves, he just pulls himself away from would-be tacklers as they try to grab towards his hip.
Pick up 20 yards on that carry.
With those spin moves. And Williams gets 20 on the play. And an ovation he deserves for the fine running by the junior running back. As he gets 20 of the 25 yards, 4th and 5. Cella will keep. JJ, first down inside the 20 into the 15 as he gets thumped on the play by Josh Dutra at the end, but JJ Cella
Tom Bunn
gets the Wildcats a first down.
Cella off his feet, but it's a first down.
The run by Keith Williams set up the 4th down conversion for the Wildcats. Coming into this game with 3 for 7 on 4th down plays. As Williams Keith
with the ball.
With a nice run that will end the 3rd quarter as Keith ripped off about 5 on the play. But Keith Williams had himself an outstanding 3rd quarter.
Peter Hano made the
touchdown run by Williams in that 3rd quarter. He's also set up the Wildcats heading into the 4th quarter.
We have the winner of the 50-50.
But it's a 21-0 lead.
On a blue ticket.
So 27-28.
9-3.
We head to the 4th quarter. Wildcats win. Fourth quarter, and the Wildcats have slowly but surely worn down the Tigers with a 21-0 lead. Dr. Shaw, I'm with you as Keith Williams, an outstanding 3rd quarter. You mentioned about his running in that third quarter when we broke. As Mark Stanton will take over the rest of this drive. And Stanton goes over the play. And a lot of confusion. That will begin the fourth quarter with Mark Stanton finally getting a timeout.
Weymouth.
As the sophomore quarterback, we'll talk with Coach Joe Kelly about what to do. 21-0, Wildcats.
3-0.
Mark Stanton trying to engineer the last 10 yards of this possession. Keith Williams will help him engineer it as he will score his second touchdown.
Keith Williams into the score from 15 yards out.
Keith Williams took the handoff, sliced off left tackle, and he kept on driving towards the corner. And the junior running back with 2 touchdowns in the second half. 27-0. Todd Keresy will look to add point 28. .9:54 left. It is all Wildcats.
Puts it over.
As Keresy is 4 for 4 in extra points tonight. 28-0. An 8-play drive, and the Wildcats did score once in that drive with a Keith Strazzeri touchdown reception, but it was a penalty that wiped it out, offensive pass interference, and then Keith Williams gets an opportunity to score his second touchdown. As Matt Fryery just running through Wildcat tackles
on the
in the Weymouth territory, gives Matt Fryery, as he just put his head down and said, see if you can stop me, and he gets up a little woozy.
John Brown made the initial hit.
Not okay. Matt Kroll asked him probably, you all right? He didn't give him the famed finger test. How many fingers do I have up? But Fryery, yeah, I'm okay. For the first time since the Tigers' first possession, they are in Weymouth territory. A.J. Vieira comes around on the sweep, and A.J.
Vieira from the carry.
Getting near first down yardage is
Brought down by Alex Provost.
Brought down by Provost.
Picked up 8 yards.
9-yard gain for Vieira.
It'll be 2nd and 2.
2nd and 1. But the Tigers proud this penetration of the ball game. The Wildcat 36-yard line. And it was set up by the Fryery kickoff return. On misdirection, Matt Kroll. And that will get the first down to the 35. As the pile unravels, Mike Lyons, Alex Provost, Mike Hartman.
Alex Provost on the tackle.
There, but a first down for the Tigers, and their first one since about early second quarter. Vieira in motion. Mike Lyons grabs Jeff Bartell.
Mike Lyons wraps his arms around him and stops him dead.
It's going nowhere because Mike Lyons.
Demora
with the
was the ball carrier.
Michael very happy about his play. 2nd down and 10. It's A.J. Vieira. Goes in motion, tries to open the hole. It's very much like what Southern Cal runs, the one back, and having that person go in motion and be out there as Bartell Runs in the loop, Hendrickson.
On the carry.
As the Wildcats senior linebacker.
Lou Hendrickson made the tackle.
Knifed across and made
loss
the
of a
stop.
yard. It'll be 3rd and 11.
As Bartell. Could be tiring a little bit because he has played linebacker on defense and he has run a lot of plays as the one back here tonight. And Hendrickson much fresher, much quicker to the ball on 3rd and 11. Vieira comes around on the reverse, and AJ trying to get outside. Steve Gabriel.
Vieira on the carry, hit initially by Gabriel.
That Steve got was from Kevin Shaw.
Kevin Shaw in to help him.
As Steve just held Vieira's arm. And Vieira gets 3 on the play, 4th and 8.
Gain of 3.
6:55 to go.
It'll be 4th down.
And the Tigers definitely going for it on
in the long
28-0. Vieira in motion. Bartell. Instead on the fake, it's Demora. Vieira, nice one-handed catch. AJ brought down on the 27. And Weymouth will have it as the Wildcat defense comes up with the stop on 4th down, and teams against the Wildcats have
not enough for the 1st down. Weymouth will take over.
It's ironic. And in 4th down plays, Weymouth coming in this game is 3 for 7, as are the opponents against the Wildcats. And now tonight we've had each team with a 4th down play. The Wildcats successful, the Tigers unsuccessful. And 6:26 left. 28-0. And Darren Gladstone, the deep back in the eye. Darren, the toss pitch. Darren, some open territory, and he's dangerous if he gets open territory. As Darren
Gladstone
brings it out to the 41, where he is run out of bounds by Josh Dutra. But Darren Gladstone
Joe Dutra
gets a 13-yard gain.
Pushed him out of bounds.
Gladstone again, Darren. Very tough to bring down on that particular run as Darren gets it out to the 49.
Darryl Gladstone on the carry.
For Ben Zubiahi in on the tackle.
Zubiahi made the tackle.
With an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2 with 5:30.
Gain of 8, it'll be 2nd and 2.
Stanton on the flip for Alvin Harrington and threw it too far ahead of Harrington. As Harrington covered by Gabe Lieto.
Pass overthrown to Harrington. 3rd down.
3rd down.
2 to go for the 1st down.
2 for the Wildcats. It's Mark Stanton. His only pass completion this year was a touchdown to Steve Gabriel. Just threw it too far of Alvin Harrington. As Darren Gladstone stopped at midfield. And he'll be short of the 1st down by about a couple of feet. As Darren brought down by Pat Mulcahy. And the Tiger defense just simply being worn down on this evening.
Dutra made that tackle.
The Wildcats will go for it on 4th down with 4:45 to go. Stanton will throw, and he had plenty of territory in front of him. The sophomore quarterback instead threw the football to a receiver, Alvin Harrington, who was well covered on the play. That's the thing about sophomores. The old Al McGuire statement, the fact that the best thing about sophomores is they become juniors because they learn a lot that sophomore year. And the Tigers held on, 4:37 left. But the Wildcats in firm control of this one. Pat Mulcahy, the deep backers, Jeff Martell, work is done for this evening. And a busted play and a fumble football.
Fumble. Looks like.
And they may say that George Lopes was down. They may give George Lopes a break on that because Lopes was heading down and he had the ball stripped. So George Lopes, first snap, was a busted play, and George unable to go anywhere as he loses a yard on the play, second down. Lopes gives off to Mulcahy. Pat gets the yard he lost.
2-8 on the carry, brought down by Danny Daly. Brings up a third down, about 9 to go.
And 10. We head to the 3:30 mark left in this ball game. 28-0 in favor of the Wildcats. On the reverse, it's A.J. Vieira. Tries to turn the corner and does
Vieira
not.
on the carry.
Excellent defensive pursuit by Alvin Harrington. As the
Pushed out of bounds by Harrington.
Came up and just knocked Vieira down as it looked like A.J. had the corner turn, but Harrington denied him on the corner. And a fourth down and 6. And the Tigers are going to go for it, trailing 28-0 as Lopes will throw. Intercepted, Danny Daly! Touchdown, Danny Daly!
Daly. 55-yard interception. Danny Daly for the touchdown.
George Lopes tried to throw the out pass and get the first down, and instead, Danny Daly just stepped in front and took off 55 yards untouched. And the second straight year that Danny Daly has done that. He did it a year ago
will be running a bottle drive on Saturday, October 13th from 10 to noon
and this
under
year,
the overhang at the high school.
Wildcat captain does it against Taunton as Todd Kerosy.
Kerosy
5 for 5
on the
and
point
extra
after.
points, 8 for 8. This year is Kerosy. 35-0 Wildcats with 2. 28 to go. Danny Daly, who scored the touchdown on a 55-yard interception return, kicks off. And Daly has his kick right away from Ben Zubiak. That's a free ball. And Ben finally picks it up. And he's just looking for some place to go. Zubiak almost made a huge mistake as Kevin Shaw knocked him down.
Run back.
But a young Taunton
Tackled
team
by Gladstone.
almost ended up with a huge mistake. As they almost gave the Wildcats, if Ben Zubiak did not pick up the football. Weymouth would have headed inside the 10 and already up 35-0. They would have put even more distance between themselves and Taunton, and a timeout on the field because the Wildcats are trying to get the second defensive unit in there and are not having good success in doing so. 35-0, Weymouth. .2:21 left, and the Wildcats just that far away from going 3-1 on the season, with North Quincy coming to Legion Field next week. As George Lopes and the Tigers now can't get on the same page as Zubiat was the ball carrier, but movement by the Tigers will give them a first and 15 situation. There's the dead ball foul. Wildcats slowly but surely. It just gained control in this game. A slow start. In fact, the first quarter was absolutely nothing to write home about for Coach Joe Kelly's team. As Lopes on the reverse, coming around, will be Derek Bridges, a senior, and Derek will get to the 21.
Bridges on the carry.
As he gains 13, 1:56 left and counting. As it's going to be Zubiat, Alvin Harrington,
Zubiat on the carry.
and Tommy Borland come up to roll down Zubiat.
Brought down by Al Harrington.
And it'll be third down and 2 to go for the Tigers. The Wildcats, second defensive unit. Trying to close out. They keep the shutout.
Tough working in here, isn't it?
All Wildcats since about the early stages of the first quarter. The Tigers moved the ball well as Zubiat trying to kill outside, will not.
Zubiat
Nick Marino
on the carry.
Came up and
brought
made
down
the tackle.
by Stuzeri.
And there's no gain on the play. Fourth down with 3
Loss on the
seconds
play.
left.
It'll be 4th and 3.
Slowly but surely, the Wildcats have just done the job. His first quarter was a struggling first quarter, just a couple of first downs for the Wildcats. Nothing special to write home about. And then all of a sudden, as the Tigers will go for it on 4th down. Nothing to lose and a lot more to gain as far as pride goes. As Zubiat will get the first down. With 3, 2, 1, it is over. That's Mike Nicastro will get the final tackle of the game. But the thing is about this one for the Wildcats, they started slow. First quarter, they did absolutely nothing offensively. They recovered a fumble defensively by Danny Daly, who recovered a fumble and intercepted a pass and took it the distance. 55 yards for a touchdown, but the Wildcats slowly but surely, sort of like a heavyweight fighter, just doing it slowly but surely, getting the shots in, and just wearing out the Tigers, and that's what the Wildcats did. As Keith Williams with 2 touchdowns in the game, and Danny Daly with a touchdown return on a pass interception. Add to it a touchdown pass to Alex Provost, and a touchdown run by Steve Gabriel. The Wildcats easily 35-0 over Taunton, as the Wildcats await North Quincy next week. As that will do it for everybody at Dimension 36. Glad you joined us. 35-0. The Wildcats took care of the Tigers tonight at Legion Field. Good night.